All right, guys. Time for a little bit of the challenge pit. I'm going to show you two of my favorite teams to run in Phase 1. Now, as everybody's working on getting their Jedi Master Kenobis, everybody's unlocking their cat, and people working towards Lord Vader, there's some teams that you can break up and you can put into use here to get you two really good teams if you have two really powerful GLs in the raids. The first one is going to be Jedi Master Kenobi. The second one is going to be Rey. We're going to start here with this squad that you can see behind me. And we're going to use a Jedi Master Kenobi lead. We're going to use General Kenobi as our tank. We're going to use Commander Ahsoka Tano. We're going to use Padme, and then we're going to use 3PO. And I'm going to walk you through how this one works. Now, this one I've gotten up to 15 or 20% damage. This one is just a kind of a simple run right here. But we'll go through it real quick and just kind of show you the basics of how the gameplay should work here. So in Phase 1 or Phase 4, Jedi Master Kenobi is very powerful. I like using him in Phase 1 because you don't have to worry about losing all of your buffs. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to put the damage immunity onto General Kenobi. This is key. This is different than when doing the heroic Sith raid or doing everything else, because the whole purpose here is to keep General Kenobi under damage immunity and as slow as possible so that he just soaks up everything and it doesn't matter if he gets death markham or anything at all. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put Xian form onto Jedi Master Kenobi. And it doesn't really matter who we call here, because until Commander Ahsoka Tano uses her first insta-kill, we're not really stacking anything on there. So my first thing to do, damage immunity on Kenobi. My second thing to do is Xian form on Jedi Master Kenobi. And then from there, I want to manage how I'm going to hit the boss or not hit the boss to give him turn meter or not. Because you can see General Kenobi right now is sitting here with a full turn meter ready to go. And he's got that death mark on him, but he's also got the damage immunity on him. So the key is to sort of manage when you hit the boss and how you do your damage. So now it's his turn, so I'm going to go ahead and cleanse off the death mark, because he is then going to not have the damage immunity for taking the turn. Then we're just going to swarm on the boss, and it's great. Let Kenobi just take the hits when he does not have damage immunity and he does not have death mark. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the damage immunity back on to Kenobi, and then Commander Ahsoka Tano is naturally going to just rev up for her insta-kill. I'm going to save my heals from Padme as a cleanse, or to bring up when I'm down out of damage immunity to extend how long we go. Right? So here now, we're going to drop our ultimate, which is going to put protection and health back on Kenobi. It's going to cleanse off the debuff, and everybody's just going to go. We haven't even come close to proccing him yet, so I'm going to put damage immunity back on him. Now you can see that his turn is about to go, so I'm going to throw a heal, because Kenobi's probably going to take a turn before, but he doesn't, because we get enough bonus attacks on the boss to get the boss to take a turn. So now Commander Ahsoka Tano has her basically her ultimate ready to go, her big damage hit. We're going to put Xian form back on Kenobi, and we want to hold off as long as possible to drop Commander Ahsoka Tano's big hit on damage. So we're just going to give her as much. See, there was 376,000, right? We're going to give her as much mastery as possible, calling her to assist now, and then trying to just keep Kenobi alive. So now we lost Kenobi, which is okay. This wasn't a great run, but what we're going to do is we're going to put the damage immunity on Cat to keep Cat alive, because we want Cat to get one more big hit. Now, the other thing to notice here is we want to use 3PO to get 3 stacks of translation up on Kenobi as fast as possible, so he can just pretty much every other turn be putting that damage immunity back onto General Kenobi. Or when we lose General Kenobi, because he will at some point probably, then you can still have that cooldown reduction going on Commander Ahsoka Tano, so she can use her big hit ability as fast as possible. And Padme is there really to call the mass assist, to give a ton of turn meter to the boss when you need the boss to take a turn before Kenobi, and also for her healing cleanse here. So we stop, we take a look, we use a basic, right? So on that turn, I use a basic just to reduce cooldowns on everybody because I want to try and get that damage immunity back off cooldown from Kenobi, because that's his primary function now, right? So Commander Ahsoka Tano, I'm going to go ahead and use Xian form here because she's doing pretty well. And we want to try and give more mastery to her. We're going to call her for the assist. We're trying to get one more big hit out of her at this point, right? Everybody's going to start dropping, so we're going to go ahead and drop our big hit, which in this case was for 1.25 million damage, and then pretty much everybody's going to fall apart here. I went ahead and I just tested out healing myself. I should have just taken another big hit because we're into enrage anyway. So, right. So that's the way that run looks, and that's the basic theory of it. Now, what you can do is you can attempt a couple different runs. That was not a perfect run by far. I have done well over 6 million, 7 million damage before. This one is 5.6 million damage. And I think it was not a flawless run, but it was okay. We missed out on a couple of big hits. Because once you're right to enrage, after all those turns have been taken, you have mega damage coming out of Jedi Master Kenobi when you're calling yourself to assist because you're building your mastery, and you have mega damage coming out of Commander Ahsoka Tano because you've built her mastery up so much. So once you get kind of towards the end, I definitely missed out on another 300,000+ damage by not taking a couple of extra hits. That last hit from Kenobi would have been at least 300,000, if not 500,000. And you can see that it just stacks up and it ramps up, and you can do 6 million pretty easily, and you can definitely do more. The second team that we're going to show here is kind of a twist on the Rey-led and clones team. But what I'm doing here is I'm using Hunter, right? Because the basic way that we ramp up damage with Rex is you want Rex taking as many turns as possible because it's going to ramp up the amount of damage that he does. So this whole team is just designed around give Rex the ball, right? So we're going to call everybody to assist here for Rex, and we're going to just try and keep fives alive as long as possible, which is similar to what it was when the first team came out. Excuse my messages there. So we're going to put Master's Training on Rex, and we're going to save all of our cleanses and everything to get that death mark off of fives when we have a problem. We're going to turn it back over to Rex, give him a bonus turn, because it's all about turns Rex can take. We're going to call Rex to assist. It's just about getting Rex as many attacks as possible so he can do the massive amount of damage. All right, we're going to try and manage the health pool for Rey so that she always has a full health pool, which means for Hermit Master Yoda, we're using our mass heal pretty much on cooldown. Going to use a basic here because we want to hold that cleanse from when we need it. We're going to use Sudden Whirlwind there because there was no need to put a heal. We had 1.5 extra protection on fives, and then we go right into damage immunity. We're going to use a basic because there's no point in taking an extra turn there because Rex Slade is coming right up anyways, and we want to have that cleanse. And we're going to call, again, Rex to assist here. And the rest is just pretty straightforward. Give Rex the ball. Let him score the touchdowns. As many aerial advantages as you can get, the better you are. And in this instance, we definitely want to try and attack the boss as little as possible to control his turn meter. Where with the Jedi Master Kenobi lineup, we will go all in on the boss sometimes to get him to take an extra turn so that we can manage the damage immunity from Jedi Master Kenobi. Here, we want to go slow and steady, and we want to use those side spawn pigs to help keep us from attacking the boss too much here, and using our mass heals and everything as much as possible. Again, we're going to use a Sudden Whirlwind just for a nice hit for some damage from Rey. She went ahead and picked up Death Mark. When your Galactic Legends pick up Death Mark, it's not the end of the world by any means, or when the rest of them do, it's definitely never good. And then just basics, and all we're looking to do is get our turns off cooldown so we can pass Rex the ball here, right? So Rex has a Rex Slate coming up. we're going to call him to assist again. Come out of the ultimate. And then now we're getting in there to the damage where he's going to start ramping up enough. We've done a lot of damage, so as we start doing some of these bigger hits, our team starts to fall apart once you get past that 10% damage rate. And so basic. But our 5s is holding up really well, and we're about halfway in with 7 turns left. And rinse, repeat. Keep healing. Keep that extra bonus protection up on 5s as much as possible. And then see, we've got a death mark, so we're going to go ahead and AoE, because what we want to do is we want to get to that cleanse right there, right? And then our 5s holds up nice. We'll use more protection. Regenerate our health pool with Hoda. And since we're just poking away at 5s there, but he doesn't have death mark, it's excellent. Pretty much, I find the best success I have is when I use Rey's ultimate off cooldown. I really don't hold it for too much. I know some people like to hold it to make sure that they're balancing it out with their death mark and stuff, so you don't take damage under death mark, but I've really never found that to be too much of a problem. In this case, I'm going to call the assist from Rex onto the boss to try and get another turn going. Okay, and then I'm going to pop ultimate, get rid of the side pigs. We have 5s under stealth, but that's okay because we've got a Rexolate coming up right here. Right, and then now death mark, we got lucky and went back on Rey instead of going on 5s, but 5s would have just had to get the inherited teachings buff off Rey. And then now we're in the enrage, and all we're trying to do is to see if we can survive and get another Rexolate, which we couldn't. You see, we missed 1 by 1. So if we would have managed a little bit better there, we might have gotten 1 more damage shot off. And that's really about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2 of my favorite squads to use out there. The first one being the Jedi Master Kenobi squad. Commander Ahsoka Tano, 3PO, General Kenobi, and Padme. And the second, the Rey squad. Obviously, they require some GLs, so I'm sorry about that fact. But if you've got these on your roster, as most people, as we're farming for Jedi Master Kenobi and farming for Lord Vader, you're going to see these guys be a lot more common on there. And of course, as more Ahsoka Tanos get unlocked, we'll see her out on the holiday. So, hope you found this enjoyable. Hope you found this video to be very useful. And good luck in your next challenge, Rancor raid. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your guildies, and catch you guys on the flip side.